live. Welcome to episode number. Oh my gosh, is this 20? I think this is
20.
episode 20 of Sales Team Rescue. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Jeremy DeMerchant. Where's my title? There it is. Jeremy DeMerchant, and I'm here with a special guest today, my good friend, Rivers Corbett. Thank you so much for being here.
Jeremy, how fast did I say yes when you asked me to be on the show? Like, I said yes before you asked.
Well, I don't think you realized I wasn't asking you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't talking to you.
Guys, Rivers Corbett, like, he's the founder and chief entrepreneur coach right here at HeadSpace TV. He's the reason why the show exists, quite honestly. He's a serial entrepreneur on a mission to reduce the failure rates of entrepreneurs. He's a TEDx speaker. He's the author of 13 Fears of Entrepreneurs, is the host of Entrepreneur's Garage here in HeadSpace TV, and is committed to building a global team of 101 business coaches through Live Coach. And we happen to share the same barber.
It's a true story. We do.
Shout out to Ruth.
Shout out to Ruth.
Thanks so much for being here, Rivers. Appreciate it.
Of course, sir.
First of all, so this is going to be a little bit of a different episode because we want to talk about sales and we want to talk about entrepreneurship because, as you guys might have noticed, I think entrepreneurship was listed roughly 15 times in his bio. It might be an exaggeration. But, so first of all, tell me why 101 coaches, business coaches you want to create.
Because I'm a firm believer in my life philosophy of having an enjoyable life. And notice I referenced the word life. And life to me is work, and life to me is play. And that you have to zag when everybody else zigs. So you have to approach life in a way that you look at it through a different lens, do things differently than everybody else. And in that regard, you will go on very unique journeys. You will get connected with unique people in a way that you never have before with that philosophy. So everybody can choose 100. But nobody chooses 101.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet the 101 person, and we'll have big party and that's
there you go.
It'll be the chief zagger.
There you go. I love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
so Robert, so you started out this journey on a mission to lower the failure rates of entrepreneurs.
Yep.
And I resonate significantly with that approach. In fact, the reason why I started my business was because I mean, we're in the same city.
Yeah, sure.
That don't know, Rivers and I have shared stage before.
Yes.
The total rock star. And in the space in Fredericton, New Brunswick, where there's amazing startups being born, it seems like every minute. And I saw these amazing ideas that came from usually one of two things. One, someone didn't like their last boss and decided to go out on their own. Or two, they were really, really passionate about a very specific idea and said, let's make this a reality.
Right.
And what I found is the unfortunate part of that is that neither of those are a successful formula for business growth.
Correct.
In most cases, most people can't sell.
Right.
Or they have a block around says, I think everybody can sell. I just
Yes.
think that they don't believe they can sell.
Yeah, right. And they do sell every day. If I asked you what movie you would recommend I go to, you're going to recommend. You just sold me on the movie. It's that easy.
That's right. Exactly. So tell me about what originally kind of sold you or bought your love into the entrepreneurial space. And I know we're going to go back a few years here.
Yeah, it really, I get asked the question, do you think you're born an entrepreneur or do you think you become one? And I think it's a little bit of both, but ultimately when it's in your DNA, you have a little bit different drive, a little bit different attentiveness to it. As you know, I ask young entrepreneurs all the time, what do you love to do? And they say, I love to play piano. I love to play, I love to scuba dive or whatever. And I said, well, what made you realize that's what you wanted to do? And they say, I don't know. And so I think the answer is it's in me. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and I think it's just in me to do that. Now, the other thing is, how do I answer the calling? And I fought it, to be quite honest with you. I did corporate Nova Scotia, and then I did corporate New Brunswick. And, climbed a ladder, did all that kind of stuff. But just that gnawing in the back of my head that said, no, you got to be doing something else. You're here for another reason. My God put me here for another reason. And so I listened to that calling finally, and it's been a journey ever since, sometimes very, very hard, but it's been a miraculous one. I'd never trade anything in for it. That's for sure.
Awesome. And one thing that I know you talk very openly about is failure. And because that's like the faux pas, the taboo topic when it comes to entrepreneurship, and it relates to sales.
Yes.
Right. And I think this is where, at their core, salespeople at some point are entrepreneurial. Even if you're working for somebody else, right? You're the one that's making the effort. You're the one that needs to prepare for the next call, the next email, the next whatever.
Yeah.
And you, in most cases, you're in total control of your ability to generate revenue.
Yes.
And I don't want to go too deep into it, but tell me just really quickly how you would contrast your perception of the idea of failure when you were, let's say, 18.
Yes.
Versus now, after being a serial entrepreneur.
Well, that's very interesting. I've never been asked that question in that way. Anyway, I think the sense of failure when I was 18 years old was failing a test. It wasn't life. It wasn't business or anything else. It was just a school-based sense of failure. Red marks. Failure was, first of all, bad. First of all, and second of all, failure was wrong. And here's the other thing that failure wasn't for me back at the age of 18 was an opportunity to learn. And, teachers never did, you get that wrong, get that wrong, get that wrong. And, when they reviewed the test, they reviewed all the questions to the answers. They didn't really get into the ones and it was just, yeah, it's right. And you glossed over learning from that failure that you did. Today, it's after been through many journeys of quote unquote failure, the proverbial F word, the other one, I just slough it off. Yeah, learn from it and I move on because I know there's another day. But the key is also I'm learning from it and actually get excited about it because of what I'm learning. And if you can surround yourself as a team when you're building your business, that you all get excited about learning based on setbacks, pivots, whatever, then I think that's really when you start to galvanize the scale of your business is when people are excited about what you've just learned so they can adjust and make it better for the next time around. So, yeah. But it takes a while. You got to learn it because culture is all about failure's bad. Failure's bad. And, we even see it with these people described entrepreneurship. Oh, don't go into entrepreneurship. You'll fail at that. Amount of businesses that go out of business. And so, yeah, the context of failing is needs to be better appreciated and understood. You mentioned about sales. Critical part of the success of any entrepreneur is, first of all, appreciating that sales is a critical part of the formula for success. And if you don't think of it, just don't do business because it's not going to work. So appreciation, and then getting the understanding as to how you are going to bring sales processes into what it is that you do as a business. And that's what you do with your business. And the journey that you're on is helping people to put that mindset in place first, but then also the processes that best relate to them to moving their business forward. And by the way, that might mean you're not part of the sales process. It means you set it up, but it doesn't mean that you have to be the salesperson. I'm a terrible accountant. I know that I need somebody else to do it for me. Right? Sales, I'm in the game, man. Dive me in, away I go. And we were talking to Amanda a little bit earlier. I'm working with her team to do that. Anyway, a little ramble on, but sales critical part of that whole process. But here's the other neat thing: once you get that sales process down, man, it's a fun freaking ride. Right? Because the money flows in, people are happy, and so you fail forward.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's interesting there, early on in the entrepreneurial journey, there was a few things that happened that bothered me so bad that I would consider a failure or something, negative comments from somebody that would put me out of the game for a day or two. I just wouldn't be able to function. I was so upset.
Yeah.
And, you eventually, I don't know whether it's a thicker skin or you detach yourself or what it is.
Yeah.
But now, don't get me wrong. There's bad days, there's stressful days, right? But
sure.
I just say, hey, man, this is going to make one heck of a chapter in my book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good story if there's no down, there's no challenge part, right? I'm like, all right, let's get through this chapter and on to the next one where things are down, right?
Yes, sir.
But I was talking to a sales guy this morning at one of the teams that I run, and he was nervous about jumping in. And he said, I'm nervous. I'm hesitant. And I said, look, just so we're clear, you're worried about failure. Yeah. And he goes, yeah. And I said, great news. You're going to do it. I guarantee it. You will fail. And we're going to fail fast. We're going to fail forward. And then we're going to pick you up, brush you off, and keep you going. You go,
keep you going, man. Yeah.
What? He was kind of nervous, right? And because people aren't used to hearing that. They want performance out of the gate. And that's just not how it works.
No, and it's, I always remind people, I say, how many have been through school? How many people went through elementary school, junior, and then high school? And, they all raise their hand. I said, did you get 100% on every single test that you did? And of course, you always get some bonehead that said, oh yeah, I was 100%. But most people, of course, didn't do that. But it didn't stop them from moving forward. They just sucked it up, buttercup, and kept on moving. So why is it when we get into life, real professional life, that we get all hung up over it, when in school we're okay with it? We just move it forward. So anyway, and what's interesting, some of us even accept we get not only getting things wrong, but we're okay if we fail the test. We'll have a chance again to make it up on the next test, and that's what business is about. You get another chance.
Yeah. In working with entrepreneurs, tell me at what stage you start having the conversation with them, or they should be having the conversation about sales process, and even going on to sales reps, like making that first hire or the sales teams. Like, tell me about where that fits into how you have discussions with entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so I work when I'm working with entrepreneurs. I really take them through a phase 1 and a phase 2 approach. The first phase 1 approach is getting the foundation of the house in place. And there's 9 key fundamentals through the process that I use that ultimately build that foundation, which is 1, understanding who your customer is, 2, understanding what their problem is, 3, understanding your value proposition to that customer. So you think of 9 bricks that ultimately come together to form that foundation that you want to put, you need to have in order to go into the marketplace with a strong business idea and validation that people want it and are going to buy it. And so I spend probably about 30 days going through that with people, and business is fluid. So you don't have to spend 800 days and 4,000 pages doing it. Right. And at that point in time, I then pivot to a marketing and sales approach to moving that business forward, because it's no good for the house to sit there by itself. You got to have somebody wanting to buy it. And so anyway, so that's how it works. 30 days, and then I'm off. It all pivots to sales, marketing and sales. And then based on what I'm learning from that process, if I got to change some things back at the foundation, then I do that. But very quickly, we're into marketing and sales. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it's much more fun when you get money coming in than when you don't.
Right. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about now where your venture, livecoach.pro, where does this come into play with this passion for supporting entrepreneurs?
Yeah, thank you for that. So, I'm really believe that my God-given gift is to play in this world of entrepreneurship. So the best way to ultimately help people succeed is to not do it by myself, but do it with the team. As you know, we talk football all the time. We laugh, we joke about it, but it really is, business is a team sport. And to best impact the world in entrepreneurship the way I want it to, it really is going to take a team of people. So my model is very simple. It's with a team of coaches who have got the same impact focus that I have, who've got the same zeal for life that I have, who like to zag when everybody else zigs, and provide them with a platform, a foundation of success for them to start and to grow their business coaching business in a way that very quickly impacts clients, which is entrepreneurs. And so you've watched the movie 300?
I have.
Yes, sir. All the real men have watched 300. That's my model. Together, we don't need to be a lot to be strong and make impact. But we all had to head in the same direction with the same formula. So that's the philosophy. The resources are there. The foundation is there. You just need the right mindset of people who want to play in that field the way I do, and we can help each other. So that's what it is. And it came from the idea came from me. My buddy Chad Davis runs a company called liveca.ca. and it's a virtual chartered accounting organization with chartered accountants from across the country, all working out of their home or Winnipeg or whatever, and they're following a formula for success, but also living a very interesting lifestyle themselves to do it. And that's the other play. I'm building, these coaches are building their coaching world so they can work anywhere, anytime. And that's kind of fun. I mean, and you do that all the time. Your lifestyle is pretty cool. So it is. I mean, you've been all over the place, still doing business, and that's what I want to be able to offer as part of this value to the type of people that I'm attracting to this platform or to this model, livecoach.pro.
Awesome. So just to be clear, so your audience for this is really those who want to be in the business of helping people, those who want to do the coaching.
Yes.
And you're creating this army that can go out and help businesses all over the world, from anywhere in the world.
Right. And we support each other also as part of it. Each one of us has a unique expertise that we can support each other. I compare that to like a law firm. You get the real estate expert, you've got the commercial, you got the tax expert, and so on. So we're all on the same firm with the same focus, but we all have specialties also. We can support each other with our clients.
Love it. Love it. So guys, if you're interested, if this speaks to you, go to livecoach.pro. Now, Rivers, can somebody who needs help from one of your coaches go there as well for support, or is that somewhere else they would go?
Yeah, that's a great question. So each one of our coaches has a term, the word we go by coachrivers.pro, coachaaron.pro. So you can go to coachrivers.pro and just leave me a message there, and we'll make sure you get connected up with an entrepreneur coach.
Awesome. I'm going to shamelessly put that up there for you.
Shamelessly. Don't be ashamed of that.
coachrivers.pro.
That's me.
All right, guys, go check it out. Connect with Rivers directly. Now, Rivers, before I let you off the hook, I need to hit you with the lightning round because that's just how we roll here.
By the way, before you do it, let me off the hook. I want to congratulate you on your show. You have been since day one, you have been a great professional, great friend, and great contributor to the behind-the-scene development of HeadSpace TV. But of course, with your show, it's all about sales, which is what we need. And man, you show up all the time, and I really appreciate everything you've done to help drive that brand forward. You say I'm the producer, but man, we're all the producers of this show. It's a great team.
Well, I appreciate it. And honestly, this, like I said at the first, this show wouldn't exist without you, without your idea, without your vision. So thank you for creating HeadSpace TV and giving me the space to create Sales Team Rescue. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. All right. Lightning round.
Now, we all know coffee's for closers. What's your favorite coffee or comparable drink?
Americano, single shot, small.
Love it. And I don't know if you've been counting, but I think I've had about 7 drinks out of this cup. We're trying to get a HeadSpace TV mug in my hand, guys, just so you know.
It's incredible. I've gone to my third source for coffee cups, ladies and gentlemen. And that guy's disappeared. Like, what the fuck?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you can make a coffee cup with HeadSpace TV logo on it and you can get our hosts these cups in their hands, contact Rivers at the same. Can they go to the same link to contact you?
Sure. Yeah. I need coffeecups.com. It's just incredible. It's so freaking easy.
So rule of sales, make it easy for people to buy.
Yes,
right?
Yes. So that's Americano single shot. A little bit of milk too, by the way.
All right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. What's the number one book or movie you'd recommend to sales reps or sales leaders?
Yeah. So the number one book that we had this conversation, sales. I don't know. I'm going to change that around a bit. I've been watching the show Animal Kingdom on Netflix lately, and I think why I would recommend that you watch Animal Kingdom as it relates to sales processes is because of the way that this group of gentlemen and one lady actually prepare for what it is that they do. And how they sell the other members of the team to do it. And then they prepare to actually execute that sales strategy. So I think, that's what kind of comes to my mind. Have you watched Animal Kingdom?
No, but now I have to apparently.
Yeah, it's very cool. You'll get what I mean. But
Right.
yeah, I think from a preparation perspective, there's the old Brian Tracy, that type of stuff, which is all good stuff. But I think more than anything, that's my go-to right now is Animal Kingdom. How they sell each other on the thing they're going to do, and then how they prepare to sell or execute what it is that they sold each other on.
You know what? I think that's so huge because one thing that gets overlooked so often in sales is the preparation.
Yes.
We show up because there's a call on our calendar.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
we're like, okay, yep, let's dial the number.
Right.
And so much more we can do to make it more impactful, more valuable to the person who's on the phone. So
yes, sir.
I love that recommendation.
Thank you.
Now, Rivers, who's someone you've considered a mentor in your life?
Yeah, it's I really got to say my I hate the word stepdad, but my mother's second husband. A lot of who I am today has to do with regards to his upbringing with me, teaching me about life, teaching me about hard work. Always Rivers, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. He's no longer with us, but his memory continues to drive me forward, and my sense of wanting to continue to make him proud drives me forward. So from that perspective, he's the go-to guy. From a business perspective, I got to tell you, there's a guy in town here. His name's Jim Gilbert. He runs a used car dealership, and he's Canada's huggable car dealer. Many of you may have heard of him, maybe you didn't. But this guy, what he has done over a 40-year time period, from taking a traditional industry to zagging when everybody else zigs, to turn it into a multi-million-dollar a year business with one location out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, has absolutely been spectacular. He's and he always makes time for me, and I always appreciate that. So Jim Gilbert, huggable car dealer, Canada's huggable car dealer.
Love it. And honestly, I think that every used vehicle that I've purchased from a dealer has come from Wheels and Dealers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
No, love Jim, love his team.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I consider to be the most interesting question of them all: what is the strangest thing in your daily routine that you do to keep you on your game?
No, strangest thing though. Okay, well, I'm a morning guy, in the sense of I will my exercise happens in the morning. I have a smoothie every day. I eat oatmeal and a banana, and you talk about strange, and I don't think there's anything strange in my daily routine. There's some things that I would say I wish I didn't do as much. For example, I wish I wasn't as addicted to social media. That dopamine is in me big time. Oh, good, I got one more Instagram. But I think from a strange perspective, you probably didn't know that breakfast is my go-to meal, and the rest of the meals, it really wouldn't matter to me if I ate the rest of the day. That's not really strange, but it's unique to me.
Got it. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Rivers, is there anything else? First of all, where can people find more of your greatness? We talked about livecoach.pro.
Yeah.
Is that to go? Is there anywhere else?
I send them to my website, riverscorbett.ca.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have an amazing group, a Facebook group that's closed. You have to be invited. And so as a guest on Jeremy's show, I'll offer that to you folks. It's called HeadSpace for Entrepreneurs, headspaceforentrepreneurs.com. And you can come and join. We just turned into 900 members yesterday. So I'm really excited about that, over 4 months. So that's quite the growth. And so those are the two, riverscorbett.ca and headspaceforentrepreneurs.com.
I always have to double check how I spell entrepreneurs.
I know. It's a crazy word.
You use the word like every day.
Well, what I did because of that, I actually have H4E, the number 4E.co, H4E.co. And also it looks better on a t-shirt. So
true.
It looks
much more hip.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Rivers, thanks so much for joining me here today. I know
you're welcome, brother.
Have had some great value. And I think it's really important that we keep hitting home the importance of sales when it comes to designing businesses.
Yeah.
And I know you do that as part of your primary messaging. So I appreciate that. And businesses that don't even exist yet appreciate that, let me tell you, because that's the secret to success, in my opinion, is that clear path. So thank you so much, Rivers. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Ladies
you, man.
and gentlemen, this has been episode 20 of Sales Team Rescue.
2-0.
2-0. I keep saying this. This is like the highest commitment I've done to anything in my life. 20 weeks. What? Guys, check out this replay and previous show replays at salesteamrescue.com. There's also a link there that'll come right to the HeadSpace TV channel, so you can catch next week's episode as well. Until then, guys, remember, get uncomfortable, get results. We'll see you next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Cheers.
Love it.